If you think all British people are polite teacups in tweed, you clearly haven't met Emma Thompson. This is a woman who kicks off her heels at award shows like she's hurling grenades of fabulousness. Her wit could cut glass, her sass could cure scurvy, and she's the only person alive who can quote Shakespeare while sipping Merlot and still land an Oscar for it. Honestly, if charm were a currency, Emma would own half of Europe. But don't be fooled by the giggles. Her life story has more plot twists than a telenovela written by Jane Austen on espresso. Love at first take. Emma Thompson and Kenneth Branagh met on the set of Fortunes of War, which, in hindsight, sounds more like a warning label than a working title. Sparks flew, scripts flipped, and soon their off-screen romance burned brighter than stage lights on opening night. By 1989, they tied the knot in a London ceremony so elegant it probably had more crumpets than champagne, and more Shakespeare than speeches. For a while, they were the royal couple of British cinema, charming the public in Much Ado About Nothing, Peter's Friends, and Dead Again. But as with most showbiz love stories, the credits started rolling early. After 6 years, the romance faded faster than a BBC drama after midnight. The official breakup line? Busy schedules. The celebrity version of It's Not You, It's Time Zones. But the tabloids weren't buying it, and whispers of scandal were louder than applause at curtain call. Turns out even the most perfect pair can hit a plot twist. Frankenstein and the Affair rumors that wouldn't die. Not long before their breakup, Branagh starred alongside Helena Bonham Carter in Mary Shelley's Frankenstein. Yes, the irony. Rumors swirled that their relationship sparked on set, which many believe contributed to the Thompson-Branagh breakup. Neither party confirmed anything scandalous, but the whispers were loud and persistent. Imagine finding out your husband may be leaving you for a woman who dresses like a Victorian time traveler. Not exactly your typical Tuesday. Despite the personal pain, Thompson channeled it into her craft. Years later, when filming Love Actually, she delivered a heartbreakingly raw performance as a wife discovering her husband's betrayal. That infamous crying scene? She said it mirrored her real-life agony. I had my heart very badly broken by Ken, so I knew what it was like to find a necklace that wasn't meant for me. You know an actor's good when their emotional breakdown makes you ugly cry through a Christmas movie. A pillow, a drawer, and a case of depression. While Kenneth Branagh was off making headlines, and possibly hard eyes, with Helena Bonham Carter, Emma Thompson was quietly unraveling behind the scenes. Proof that even Oscar winners sometimes end up sobbing into a pillow that still smells like betrayal. She once described her days as a cycle of crying in her bedroom, wiping away the mascara streaks, and then stepping out with a smile like nothing happened. Hollywood glam, baby. It wasn't just heartbreak, it was full-on clinical depression, the kind that doesn't care how many awards you've won. But in true Emma fashion, she didn't stay down for long. She credits two things for stitching her back together: the healing power of work and one Greg Wise, her unexpectedly heroic co-star with a jawline carved by angels. He didn't just sweep her off her feet, he practically glued them back on, because sometimes the best antidepressant is a good role and a really good man. Greg Wise. Greg Wise. Known for being incredibly handsome, talented, and British enough to order tea in the middle of a riot, he met Emma on the set of Sense and Sensibility. At the time, Thompson was still married, and Wise was, well, slightly distracted. You see, Greg went to a friend who was a bit witchy, no, seriously, and she told him he'd meet the love of his life while working on that film. Naturally, he assumed it was Kate Winslet. After all, she was single, closer in age, and not, married. So Greg took Kate to Glastonbury Festival for what was possibly the most awkward date in music history. Kate was bored, Greg was confused, and the universe was laughing. Eventually, Kate herself pointed out that Greg and Emma were clearly meant for each other. That's right, she played matchmaker. Thankfully, this time, there were no heartbroken necklaces involved. A match made in wit. Emma and Greg officially started dating soon after her split from Branagh, and while it wasn't all hearts and roses, she jokes that people in long marriages lie when they say it's been marvelous. The pair have defied Hollywood odds. They married in 2003, but by then they were already soulmates in everything but legal paperwork. In 1999, they welcomed their daughter Gaia via IVF when Emma was 39. They tried for a second child, but after 3 years of unsuccessful treatment, they made a decision that would again show Thompson's heart is as big as her laugh. Tindi Agaba. In a story that sounds like it was written by fate with a Mont Blanc pen, Emma Thompson met 16-year-old Thendiwe Agaba, a Rwandan refugee and former child soldier, at a Refugee Council event in 2003. With typical Emma flair, she didn't just offer polite small talk, she invited him home for Christmas, and well, he never left. What started as a festive gesture turned into a lifelong bond, proving that family isn't always made by blood. Sometimes it's made by roast dinners and shared survival stories. Tindy had fled horrors most of us can't imagine, and Emma, no stranger to emotional scars herself, opened her heart and probably her fridge to him. Theirs is a relationship built on love, trust, and we assume a steady stream of British sarcasm. If this doesn't warm your heart, check your pulse or your sense of humor. When Donald Trump called. Just when you thought this story couldn't get weirder, Emma revealed in an interview with Stephen Colbert that shortly after her divorce from Branagh, she got a surprise call from Donald Trump. He invited her to Trump Tower for dinner. No, seriously, I didn't know who he was, she confessed. I thought someone was playing a prank. She told him she'd call him back, and never did. We'd like to take this moment to formally thank Emma Thompson for not becoming the First Lady of the United States. A universe in which Emma trades Greg Wise for a golden escalator is not a universe we want to live in. Forgiveness, friendship, and full circle. In true Emma Thompson style, equal parts grace and glorious cheek, she chose the high road, paved with dry wit and emotional intelligence. Years after the love triangle headlines had faded, she revealed she'd long made peace with both Kenneth Branagh and Helena Bonham Carter. Helena and I made our peace years ago, she said, casually diffusing a decade of gossip like it was just spilled tea at brunch. Not only did she call Helena a wonderful woman, she even joked that they're both delightfully eccentric and, in her words, fashion challenged. Honestly, only Emma could turn a breakup into a bonding experience over questionable wardrobe choices. Instead of bitterness, she served up closure with a dash of humor. Because why cry when you can laugh in sequins and mismatched socks? Emotional maturity has never looked so stylishly disheveled. Lessons from a life lived loudly. Emma Thompson doesn't pretend life is perfect. She admits her marriage isn't flawless, her mental health has seen dark days, and even she, goddess of sass, once almost dated the wrong person because of a psychic reading. But through it all, she remains a shining example of resilience, vulnerability, and absolute hilarity. Whether she's starring in Nanny McPhee, writing Oscar-winning scripts, or calling out sexism in the industry with the precision of a Shakespearean insult, Thompson shows us that being human, truly, messily, magnificently human, isn't something to hide. It's something to laugh about, cry through, and maybe even write a screenplay about. And if Emma's story made you laugh, cry, or seriously reconsider psychic dating advice, go ahead and smash that like button like it's a cheating ex's necklace. Don't forget to subscribe for more gloriously dramatic deep dives into the lives of your favorite stars. And hit the bell icon, because let's face it, your inbox could use a little more Emma Thompson level fabulousness.